this does not make sense. I think I need to write some code that detects when it goes wrong. Hey, Manu. Yeah, well, let's commit what I have here. Commit everything. Work in progress. So how to detect this thing? So we generate something. Randomize. I print it, and then I do a sanity check. How about that? Pipeline is sane. Okay, that should work. So then the pipeline must have a function called bool is sane. No, probably can implement it here, or can I not? It's gonna be sane if... No, second thought. Let's put it here. It's not that easy to write, I'm afraid, but let's concentrate on the thing that I'm working on right now, or that I know that goes wrong. The declaration at first use a given slot. Yeah, I think I just have to run over all the stages. And then check if they are sane. Really? Yeah. Really? No, it's more complicated than that. I want to check this one as well. Plus, it depends on... The saneness of each stage kind of depends on the previous stage. Or all the previous stages. Okay, so each stage has a shader module. That's not very interesting, I think. So I just need an accessor for the shader module, perhaps. And then the shader modules have loads of things. Declarations, among other things. No, this one, that's the declarations. I think the easiest way is to add accesses for everything, and then just do everything in that one is sane function, because if I keep calling member functions, and well, it already turned out that it didn't work. So it kind of really sucks, but I'm afraid I have to add it. I'm going to start over from the beginning. Pipeline. So we're going to run over all the stages. That's for sure. Start with that, I guess. That's the thing for, say, for stage, reference stage in M stages. Then in order to add all the sanity checks in this one function, Nick, yeah, that's a hobby. Oh, that is, I'm not being paid. Stage. But I don't do anything else. It's kind of a work in the sense that I do it full time. Let's add a share model const reference here. Excusez-moi. Yeah, I just want the declarations accessor. What the hell? Correlations. I might need accesses for the rest as well, but let's add them when I need them. And for now, just go directly for what I know that I will need. Namely a list of declarations. Okay, so I get something like then next we get the declarations, which exist of well, what you can do is a sanity check here. Yay! Let's add an accessor for the owner here. I'm not going to allow to change it, I think. Let's make it a const. I don't know. Owning shader module. Return owner. definitely also going to need an accessor to this thing. So console reference. Declarations again. A lot of declarations on the row, but so it's not going to work. I don't really need declarations, I think. To replace this declarations with what we have here. Remove that one. Or am I mistaken? I think no, I made a mistake. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did. Okay, go back. Can I still do undo? Wow, I can still do undo. I'll rename this to declaration list. Normally I use words like this. I use lists for vectors and DQs and everything. Just the English list. But I'm gonna rename this one as well, I think. The declaration list. So declarations now need a declaration list accessor. There. Now we can call owning shader module, and then of course you can check that. So I'm gonna, well, let's do, shall I do an assert? The whole, if it's not sane, I think I want to assert immediately, right? Like just, I don't even need to return anything from is sane. So what we definitely want is that the owning shader module equals the returns a pointer, and that owning shader module was an accessor to declarations, I think. So like that. Now, if we get to the end, and so we don't assert, would be sane. That compiles, I guess. Okay. So, over the pipeline, we run over all stages. For each stage, we get this shader module that the shared stage contains, because all my stages in this test program contain shader modules. Of course, only the programmable stages would, but in this case, that's each of them. And then each shader module has a declaration, shader module declarations. And then immediately I can check that they refer back to the correct shader module, which is of course going to succeed, because that would be a bit too simplistic. And we can get a list of declaration objects of this declarations thing. And then we can run over all the declarations. In the declaration list. And now we have a declaration. Well, I might as well add a sort of accessor, but not really, for magic, because, well, I'm on it anyway, you know. It should be constructed. It should be equal to constructed. So we could add an boolean is constructed method, which just returns constructed magic. Magic equals constructed magic. Is that not the case, then it would be something that was just moved or is already destructed. So that wouldn't be good. Well, it's an sanity check, so why not? Declaration is constructed. What else can we check? The owner. We have again an owner. Must also, I guess, be the shader model that we are part of. So again, how did I do that? It was called module in the other one. It's a bit vague, I think. Sorry, let me check that again. Owning shader module. Just copy it. Yep. So the owning shader module must, of course, again equal the shader module that we are working on. Declaration. And then we get the set index binding slot. Also has an owner. Okay, I'm gonna need an accessor for this thing. I'll call it slot. Return. Maybe I shouldn't call it slot because let's not be lazy. And I want to have an accessor for that thing. And then we have accessor for everything. Yeah, no, set index binding slot has, where am I? Set index binding slot, yeah. Again as an owner. Probably better if I just make access for everything. Const iterator? Nah. I'm gonna keep that as an internal variable. No need for check. Well, I could check it actually, but that would be too difficult. not yet. That thing. What is it anyway? That's a bit set type. Okay, it's a bit set. Yeah, well, let's use a const reference anyway. No, wait a minute. What is bit? I'm not sure that would be very easy. Let's return it not as a bit, but just as an index. Let's call it slot index. And then I'm returning that thing dot the least significant B. Oh, SBI. Yeah, I know the other S stands for least significant set bit. Yeah, that's it. But then we need an assert before we do that. That the slot as bit indeed is a single bit, because it should be a single bit. So the slot as bit must be a single bit. And I did get a color, so it probably exists, right? Yeah, there is a single bit in bit set. So it must be a single bit, and then we just return the index of the bit, which I think is a size type for no good reason. No, it's an index. Oh. That makes sense. Kind of lazy, I think, here. Maybe I'll just want to return an int 8 type then. Or shall I return the index? Never know. No, let's return index, because that's the type. Utils bit set index. I can convert it to an uint 8 by using the parenthesis operator. So that's easy enough. And then here we have something that I would like to check, I guess. And just call it previous stage. const. It's not up. And previous stage dot. Yeah, it should do it. Oops, what the hell? Copy all of this. That was the declaration. Oh no, I forgot what it was. Accesses of set index binding slot, right? Yeah. VI is a vector index. I think that is meant to be the index into what used to be a vector, but now is an array. Or maybe the DQ. Yeah, I think it's a DQ thing. So we have to remember that. We start at 0, and then every time we take the next one from the list, we can increment it. So the VI is now the DQ index. And then I can add another assert here, saying that set index binding slot dot VI should be equal to VI. Okay, now we get to the difficult part. We have a slot index and a previous stage. Let me just make variables for that. The slot index, so that comes from this thing. Dot slot index. And I have a declaration pointer, previous stage equals set index binding slot dot previous stage. And then I'm not doing anything with these yet, but I also have a shader resource. So let's get the accessor of that. Also has an MVI, also has an owner, and has a descriptor count. Well, those are not super interesting. I already have the get VI, I see. Let's add owner. Owning declaration. Const return owner. And then we have a descriptor count. It's a type of descriptor count. Count is an object. Probably has a wrapper around an int, but I'm gonna use const reference anyway. Nope. Okay, so we have the 3 accessors here. Which I'm also going to add. We have an owning declaration. Well, I can make an assert for that, right? Assert a shader resource dot owning declaration should be equal to the current declaration pointer. And assert shader resource dot get vi should be equal to vi. And that was these two, and then we have a descriptor count. Well, I can just remember that. Descriptor count const reference equals shader resource dot descriptor count. Let's see if this still compiles. Can't type. Of course it doesn't compile. Class member cannot be redeclared. Oh, already have a previous stage. Okay. Class member cannot be redeclared. A shader resource. And I also already have a shader module here. A shader resource, complete duplicate. We have a shader module there. Well, let's remove this one, why not? No, anything else? Owning declaration is private. Well, I need them to be public now. Why is this private? Get sorted begin, copy from, well, whatever. My accesses must be public. Yeah, that compiled. Okay, let's make it ctext again. Now I want to go back to pipeline. Still 3 things that we didn't do anything with. Maybe I should run this first to see if all these asserts don't fire. It would be kind of nice. Now I want to have a little bit more consistency. This one is called get vi. So I'm going to call this one also get vi, I think. And then we have owning declaration, a shader resource. Yeah, this one is now called shader module. No. Note that Declaration shader model. Let me check this. What is it? Shader model is checking a magic. It's the accessor of the declaration. So it's totally not needed to call is constructor then. That's the same thing. I don't need this. I think I want to rename shader model to owning shader model. Seems like a better word. No, I should not compile because something somewhere was calling that. Hopefully only here. Owner owning. The shader model that owns the owner, as it were. Whoa. We have more of them. And more. And more. And more. And more. And more. And more. I can't type shader model. Whoa. AI rename shader model to owning shader model. 1 millisecond later. But no, it's only 2023. Nobody was able to write something that renames variables yet. Ouch. I'm not convinced that that is buggy. Maybe just my sane test is wrong. But still, to run this in the debugger, I guess. So I'm having vi equals 0, which means that we are at the first declaration of this declaration list of declarations of whatever stage we're in. And we're checking sane after printing it. So I already have the complete overview here. It would be nice to know which stage we're in though. Maybe you can find that by stage number. So I just print the stage. Holy moly. It seems that the stage here is 2. Or yeah. What the hell is all of this? Declarations. I think that I think we have to look at this definition of M stage. stage itself, I mean. The stage number is no, it's unfortunately it's just stored in the shader module, it seems. Yeah, M stage. Well, the stage edition intended for. I think that's what should contain my number, and it comes after owner, and it is part of the shader module. Stage, shader module, name, members, module, name, members, owner, stage. Yeah, that's the one. And that is then a bit set index 2. Now it must be stage 2 then. Pretty sure that's stage 2. So we are in this one here. And we were at the first declaration, so we are in this declaration. Okay, let's just print the whole declaration, I guess. So we are here, it's that stage, that declaration. I can just print declaration. And VI is also 0. So why the hell did we... I don't get this. It says uniform buffer 0 also. So is that the correct one? Nope. None of them is uniform 0, buffer 0. A shader resource. This is the current declaration. This is the shader resource. Begin and value 3. Value 3 is, I guess, texture 0, actually. And it says texture 1 here. This one is texture 0, so which one is it? Can I find back the set index binding slot? I should already have that here. Now we think about it. Set index binding slot. Oh, I crashed before I got that. Maybe crashed here. Well, hey, we can just call it print index. Index is 5. Okay, we start at 0, so 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1. I think 1, 2. Right. Yeah. One, 2. Definitely talking about this one. So I don't know how to get texture 2, texture 1. I think uniform buffer 0 is 0, uniform buffer 1 is 1. Texture 0 is then 2 and texture 1 is 3. Current shader resource. Oh yeah, it says 3. Okay, I think we are looking at the right thing. So we have this declaration here. And now the assert was this one, right? The shader resource get vi. And shader resource. Yeah, vi is 1. That's not 0, indeed. Totally agree. Why the hell is that 1? Maybe because I should not copy it in copy from. Isn't it printed? F8. It is printed, isn't it? Yeah, print on at the end. Should at the very least see that printed and see it being printed. We're talking about this. Yeah, the 1 is here. Okay. Okay, I think that's what happened. The 1.2 is already used by the previous stage, namely here. Therefore, it copied the data from the shader resource, and it copied texture 1 to there, and the -1 to there, but it also copied the VI value. And that is kind of silly because, well, normally that order is always 0 at the top and then 1 below that. 0 at the top, 1 below that. And then here suddenly we have a random 1, and then nobody knows why this is 0. So what should they be? If we copy a shader resource, what should this value be? I believe my assert. It just should be 0. I should not copy it. Let's try that. Not copying it. Oops, let's just immediately run things in the debugger because yes, it crashes immediately again. This time we crash on magic is not correct. Whoa. Right. It's a different assert. That's what you get with the random. Randomize and begin must be less than end. Man, what a mess. No, let's not really disable it. Let's just set the range to 0, 1. And so if this is defined, then the count is always -1. So that means that if we call next, we always return false, as in that should be true. Yeah. No, it still prints a descriptor count, colon, yeah, well, maybe I should have moved that as well. In fact, if I don't print it like that, I might as well turn it on again in the descriptor count itself. Okay, then I want to reduce the number of decorations to 3 or something like that. I think that's equal to the number of shader resources. Well, this seems to be working, as in not asserting. We already went through everything possible in 2 stages. I think I have a, that's going fast. I think I just run it without any debugger, or just run it to a file. You might even run it to the end now. Let's stop it at 10 gigabyte. Gotta wonder if I can print a tail of that. Yes, it does. Well, yeah. Add 1/3 or something like that. Yeah, well, I saw enough because it's hardly testing anything. Now, what I changed last was copy from. So if we do not comment this out, then it might actually break. I think maybe even quickly. Yes, that's what I call quickly. So it seems to be a good change, I suppose, right? So just comment this out and then delete it even, and then things work, at least for now. And then I can return to, I mean, that code was kind of working in, I thought. And so then I use the probably working code to test my test code, so just test the same code. And now we can go back to the code that doesn't work, namely the random generator. And now we can use the assign that works with the next calls on the randomize calls. So now it asserts and randomize is wrong, because it did hold up while running next. Even faster. And begin is less than m end field. And now magic constructed field. Oh, that's annoying. I need a random numerator with a given seed. I want to see that this one here. Let's use that seed. So I create a random number generator somewhere. Where do I do that? I hope in main.cpp. Rn. Where's R undefined here? I think I just pass the seed to it, right? Random number generator. Apparently not. I think I have to call seed on it. I can no, I can construct it with the seed. Okay. Okay, so now we get a reproducible random number sequence, and therefore the program is reproducible, and then begin is less than m end failed. Y up. Yeah, from get sorted begin. Well, I haven't the faintest clue what it even means. Keeps working. How often do we get there? Oh, I don't care. Let's just do step. So this calls owning shader module get sorted begin. I begins always 0. Okay. Vector index. Get sorted begin. Oh, like that. Yeah. Oh, like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting it. Interesting. VI is 1, yeah. So I think this is why I need that VI value. Literally, for this case here, it's not just it's not for nothing. I'm actually using it. So we have this vector, which is not a vector anymore, but a DQ. And then I'm accessing the previous one, the previous declaration, get the shader resource of that, get the value of that, and then add 1. And that is then the begin value of the next declaration. And now we get the same value at some point. That should never happen. Impossible. Well, the same for begin and end. The reason that should never happen is because the end value of the previous one should take into account that this one is going to happen as well. So that the previous value has an end such that this value is always, the previous one is always smaller than the end of this one, aka +1 cannot be, should never be equal to the end value that we return, but that's what happens. Yeah, so it's not easy, but definitely something is going wrong. And nobody knows how to check that. Oh, no, yeah, that 4 should be 3 now. Nevertheless, it's just an assert. That's pretty annoying, isn't it? This goes wrong because we are randomizing stuff. Yeah, no way I understand this unless I can step through it, maybe, or I have to add a lot of debug again, and I don't feel like that. So let's try to set a breakpoint at the moment that this happens. So where did I come from? Let's sort of begin, let's sort of begin. This is in randomize already. Up. So also randomize, shader resource randomize. At the moment the shader resource is being constructed. Nobody's going to understand this. Damn it. How am I going to solve this? I think I want to first add a sanity check for the declaration vector, because if that's wrong, then everything goes wrong. I can't do that. No, it's not gonna work. Well, difficult. I feel so stupid, really, seriously. I don't know why, but I think my brain is degrading very fast. I feel like I should just see this and then just have the whole program in my head and just blah blah blah. Well, there's the problem, of course. And instead, I'm just blank inside and I don't know what to do. It's scary. But okay, let's add a count here as well. Print the count. I'll copy it here. Count 1. You gotta be kidding me. Yep. No. Is this quarter? It's not core dumping in sanity check at all. It's core dumping in the next call to randomize. I'll try to step through it. Feels impossible, but okay, let's try it. So now I do continue, it crashes. Yay. Run again. Yes. Continue. Step. Entering. Now we are in pipeline randomize. Should be, anyway. Which is generated. Pipelines derives from generated. And then we call randomize underscore on the first tuple. Pipeline has there's one tuple, which is a vector of stages. So we do step. Now we are inside, because it is a container, so now we are line 122. The container is an array of stages. We're going to call randomize on the first element. That doesn't look That is correct. Is that correct? Yeah, we have to start at the top. So the first stage, so this calls randomize on the first stage, and also stage is derived from generated apparently. So I could do next. It would be nice to turn debug on. Let's do that. Main.cpp. I'm not having nearly enough debug output for this, but well. Was it 38? No, it was 35. Rig 35, run, continue. What? Record them now before we reach 35. That's new. Calling CT on more often than CT off. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Should just comment that out, not turn it into on. Again, okay, at least we crash. Let's continue. Step, next, step, next, step, next. So you see now that it is staged, because now we have debug output. And then we call randomize on that. On the first tuple of members, and that's the members of stage, which is, oops, doesn't want to tell us. We first have to wait through a lot of shader module. Okay, yeah. Call randomize on the shader module. And we call randomize on declarations. Available slots allow all. Step. Call randomize. No. Call. What is this? Generate. Okay, it's a random new size. And the new size is 3. So we're making DQ declarations. We're going to make 3 declarations. Set the number of declarations so that we know that. Set current declaration vector so that we know that this is the current DQ. Well, I can step all I want, but it would be more interesting to know how when it is going to crash. Might not even crash in this stage. I guess I'll just step through it quickly, see when it crashes. And place back. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I need a lot of debug output instead of doing this. It still works. So now I have 3 new declarations. Move it. destroy stuff. Boring, boring. Can I type finish here? $41. Maybe it worked. Indent. Let's try finish again. Nope. Jesus Christ, how many indents do I have? Okay, apparently now we go to the next, whatever it is, I guess stage, yeah? The next stage. Shall I just step over this, see which stage is crushing? Next. It didn't crash. Well, then it must be the last stage, I guess, that crashes. So now I do next, we assert. Yes. So let's run from the top, continue, step, next, step, next, 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 step. This is the third stage, yeah. Stage randomize. That should be just shader module, and then shader module calls declarations. Two new declarations. Now, is the first or the second declaration? It should be never the first declaration, because it just shouldn't, I think. I'm going to do next. That worked. And now this one should assert, I hope. And it did. So let's start from the top. Continue, step. Oh, wait. Continue, step, next, step, next, next. And then step into this. Oh! I keep doing it. I want to go too fast. Continue, step. Next step, next, 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 next step, next step, 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 step. Next, this is shader module, step, step, next, 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 next. Next, 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 next. This is going to assert. Okay, so now I do step. And then at some point we should end up in a constructor or a declaration, I think. That's here. This is the constructor of the base class. I don't know which one we crash in. Well, not in generated, that's impossible. But now I do next, it's probably gonna gone. Stupid debugger. You cannot say, well, skip the constructor of generated and then continue. I don't think you can do that. But I can try with stepping into whatever you stepped into now. No, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead until we are inside generated. We'll probably not. Are we now inside generated? That's hardly a function. I'm going to step through it. There we are already back. Okay. Set index binding slot or shader resource. Which one was it? Why can I not remember that? It was shader. It was shader resource. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have to step anyway because I don't know how to continue to the shader resource thing. That's hopefully not doing too much. Randomize. Randomize what? Oh, it's randomizing the set index binding slot. Shall I step over this then? Because... oh no, you cannot do next to me. But normally you would just, do next and then it stops there. But now it stopped doing that. So we do next, so we don't know where we end up. So I have to step into the randomize. This is so ridiculous. I hate this debugger. Oh no, where are we now? 49. Okay, step. Now I'm below the thing, I think, yeah, below the randomize, and I can do step. And now we stepped into the shader resource constructor. Step. Shader resource constructor. Descriptor count. Shader resource randomize. Entering shader resource randomize. Well, I don't know. I'll just do next and then let's return 0. Okay, so that's null pointer. Descriptor count randomize. I don't care. It's gonna be -1. Randomize the base class. That's the last thing. Shader resource randomize. Now we are there, finally. Okay. Well, this is that, and the content of this is begin is not initialized yet, and end also not, and value also not. Nothing is initialized. Well, we're going to randomize everything anyway, so we begin here with assigning and begin. And then end, and then we assert. But yeah, after that we would probably set value. So let's do a step. Oh, current frame is here. I want to do step get sorted begin. Owner is some declaration. Yes. It was the second declaration of the third stage. I should have printed those things, I guess. I could have. Can I still find that back? Pointer. Owner. Yeah, it's being constructed here. I have here my new declarations. And place back, I did a next here. So that was the first one. And then the second one is this. So that's correct, I guess. And I'm gonna guess that the share module is also correct. That would be, not sure if I have that anywhere in my output. There's a share module. It is the owner of the declaration here. It is the shader module of stage 2, and I skipped the first stages, so we are in stage 2. Well, indeed that is the correct shader model pointer. And then we do step, and then we get into probably I begin of S shader resources, but it's going to be 0. And MVI should be, I have no idea, I think 1. Yep. And this is 0. So we should get into sorted begin 1, 0. Well, part that it doesn't show me what begin is, but it's 0. So 1, 0, we are now at the right place. Next, because VI is 1, there is a previous vector value. So now we should go to we should have a declaration vector, and then minus to get VI -1. That is the first declaration in that vector. So that would be the previous declaration, which I hope was printed. Thank God for a big scroll back. Oh, no. Yeah, probably did not print that. No, it did not print it. The declarations here are still empty. Well, I printed this. Well, you can try the following way. I'm just printing the declaration vector. That's a standard DQ. A pointer to it even. So let's turn that into a DQ, and then we get the first element. Now let's first get the second element, now I think about it. Oh wait, I want to have the pointer to that. And that should be our current declaration. And I'm inside the model, which is called from blah blah blah. I think that's this one, right? Here we are still in the declaration, or not? Only shader model, yeah. 763F58. 763F58. Yeah, that's correct. So that's us. I can even highlight it so you can see it. The current declaration that we're talking about here is the second element, and then the element before that should be the declaration before that. So if I highlight that, and maybe we can find that back and then get a feeling that everything should be working. I'm not seeing it highlighted though. No, nowhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was printed here, and we constructed the first declaration here, and I skipped over it. But thank God the debug output printed everything. And this is the this pointer of that declaration. So you see declaration printed. The shading model has the same this pointer, or maybe it's just being passed something that is that declaration. I don't know. And anyway, it's definitely that. It's definitely the correct pointer. Looks good. Looks good. And then that declaration has a shader resource, of course. So we should be able to print that as well, and that should be the that should be the same shader resource. Wait a minute. Okay, now I'm confused. No, it's not the same shader resource. It's a shader resource of that declaration. Each declaration has its own shader resource, right? Let's have a look at the output again. Up, 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 up. Can't find it. Well, here for example, yeah, this is it. Yeah, each declaration has its own shader resource. Of course, it's a declaration of that shader resource. So now we find a declaration, namely the first declaration of the last stage. And then that thing has a shader resource, and what we are interested in is this. Well, although here we print it as a string, but no, we just get the index. So I'm pretty sure that this whole thing here is going to give me, oh, that's giving me 2. Yeah, that's problematic. So that should never have happened. Why did it happen? Why did that happen? The problem is that our next declaration must always be larger than this value. That's why I add 1. But our end equals 3. This is the highest value already. So there is no room after this 2. So it should never have become 2 based on the fact that we have 2 declarations. The maximum should have been 1. So generating this value was wrong. It should never have become 2. So everything works out, except then, well, that the value is not correct. Because this is going to return 3. Yep, let's do step. I'm so scared to do next. I'm gonna do next. See, no, bang! Completely out. Well, actually, we left all the functions. I'm gonna kill the guy who made that change. Maybe I'll just do a revert of my debugger. So it became 3. Which is correct in the sense that it is 1 more than the value of the shader module index of the previous declaration. But and is also going to be 3. So we do step here, we're going to get, let's see, MVI is, I don't know what, get sorted in here. Nobody gets it. When this step 2 I get till, oh, that's the reason. Yeah. So it's going to subtract 1 from the actual end. Or maybe, no, it's going to take into account, we'll just have to step into it. Step. What is this? Oh, that's the accessor of the owning shader module. And then we get IND, which is equal to 3, I hope. Yep. And then this is constructor or something, vector index, whatever. Get sorted end. There we are. 1, 3. And this is returning 3 minus the number of declarations minus 1 plus VI. In other words, VI is 1. And the number of declarations is 2. And therefore the number of declarations minus 1 is also 1. So minus 1 plus 1. So it is going to return end, which was 3. So the result is 3. Which is correct because, well, this should be 3. But ignore that. So this is correct because there is no declarations coming after this. That's why we can return 3. Which then in turn means that, yeah, that means that we could get a value 2, say. What was the value of the previous one? 2, that was 2, yeah. The value of the previous one is 2. That should never have happened. We're getting somewhere. Now you have to figure out why the value was set to 3. Really? 3? For the first declaration. So can I reproduce now everything I just did, but then go to the first declaration? Okay, that's your first declaration of the second stage of the second pipeline. No problem. Run. Start from the beginning. Yes. Continue. That's the second pipeline. Step. Next. Step. Next. Next. That's the first stage. Next. Second stage. Next. Step. Next. Step. Step. Next. Step. Step. Next. 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 That's still 2. Next. Next. Next, and this is the first declaration. So now we're going to step into this declaration. And now I have to go to the constructor again of declaration. So go new. Oh, and already you are there, generated. Let me see, yeah, we can just step over that, and it was a short thing, I think. Yeah, it's I don't know, a magic step. Set index binding slot is then the next one, which was also pretty, I don't know. Next, I guess, step. Step. Okay, I lost it. I want to go into this one. That is a shader resource. Oh, we are there. The constructor. Step. Step, step, step. Step. Next. Entering a shader resource randomize. Previous stage, so let it be 0. Oh, it's not 0. What? What? It is not 0. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm getting it. Okay, yeah, now we know what the bug is, but how to fix it. Yeah, okay. I have to think. Okay, so this declaration randomly generated a, I think I stepped over that here, next. So here randomly generated a slot, and it randomly generated a slot that was used by one of the previous stages, namely that one. And if that's the case, we are not allowed to randomize anything, we just have to copy it. So what it's going to do is it's going to copy it from that where I am. I wanted to go to copy from. Where the hell am I? Hello. Declarations randomize. No, I think we missed it. I don't know how that went. But yeah, we just call copy from. So let's copy from again. So we called copy from, and that copied the value, simple as that. And that value is then was equal to 2, which is not allowed. I am from the Netherlands, Emeralds. Mr. Emeralds. Yeah, if you're in the neighborhood, then you can come and give me a back massage. Or was that not why you asked? It's hurting. Okay, so what should I do? We generate something that has to be copied. And we copy the value. Of course, we copy the value. We copy the value? Yeah. There's 2 ways to solve this, I guess. Either we reject, either we reduce the number of declarations, or we just reject it. I think rejection would be better. Well, better in this in the sense of what's the word? Homogeneous generated distribution of the random generated pipelines. But yeah, well, it's all silliness. Okay, it starts with detecting that we have a problem, and then I can decide what to do. And the detection happens here. So we copy the value, and we must be aware at this point that we have a maximum value. Or maybe not at this point, but at the point where we called it from, and then check m value. So I'm going to call copy from and then detect if m value is too large. Because that only happens in randomize. So one of these two. And the first one is obviously in reset, and the next one is then hopefully in randomize. Yep. So we call copy from in randomize, and then we have a value. M value is now set. Yes, and what is the maximum value that what you are allowed to have? I guess that is normally we call randomize on the interval exclusive sorted base class, which works as follows. That determines an end by calling get sorted end. Which is now an internal nope, not getting it. Get sorted. What is this calling? Interval exclusive sorted. Get sorted end. Oh, it's a virtual function. Okay. Yeah. Let me copy this. Control T. I'm calling it from randomize. Okay, that would be this function. Yeah. And m value itself. Oh, it's a. Oh, it's part of the base class. Yeah, that's just a template parameter. Which is an A shader resource index as well. Let's assert here. I can just run it again, I think. Yes. See, it sees that it has changed, so it's reading the whole thing. How nice is that? It takes a few seconds to reload debug info from a local file. Sorry, I wanted this. These are stages. Next. Next. Yeah, so if we do now next, then we assert in the new assert. Yeah. Oops, up. So that works. Values 2. Get sort of begin is 2. 0. What the? No! Why? Ah, shit. Okay, that sucks. Why is the hell is that 0, not what I expected? Oh, it's begin. I'm an idiot. Bleh. End. Did I now leave my debugger? I did. Oh well. I'm just gonna run it again. We crash on it. Up, 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 up. List. Print get sorted in. So value is 2. And like I said, bet my money on it. 2. Yes. Great. Talk about money. 1 hour, 55 minutes until the new rate hike is being announced. And I put my money on that you add another 25 points. If that's not the case, then I'm going to scream and yell. And so I probably should go offline before that. Yes, GPS stands for Grab Project Sources. I was only 30 minutes late with entering funny text question. No, we have to take some action here. What to do when we detect that something is wrong. I feel like throwing an exception. I'm not sure where we came from, which means I have to run it again. We came from a shared resource constructor, declaration constructor. That would be nasty to throw. So we construct this, and then that one fails. So what I would like to do is go back to this constructor and try again. I guess I could just finish constructing both, detect it in the body here, and then change this one, and then change that one again. Is that possible? That is a randomized constructor, so yeah, could do that. So we just finish this one, and then we get back into the constructor, I think, right, of a shared resource, or was it? No, it's not a shared resource. It was, I don't know. Declaration. Or not. This one. Yeah, declaration. Okay, now the only reason I can think of that this happens is when we call the copy from. Sorry, well, yeah, when we call the copy from here. So we're going to reject it by, yeah, not wanting to use that one. And then try again. No, how are we going to try again? The constructor of so m set index binding slot is a set binding slot, which is constructed like this. Now we can keep the owner, of course. We can keep VI. Previous state should be set. Yeah. So let's call previous state to make sure that that is the case. Then, because that's what I'm assuming. So I want to reset that. Maybe reset is doing that. I don't know. Can I just call reset here? Would that be too stupid? No, this is not random enough. Our previous state is being set again anyway here. So I can call randomize again, and it will override the previous stage. If say, well, here I'm generating a new slot, and then we'll call mark use as slot on the owner, which should return a previous stage that is null, right? So I don't think I have to bother about in previous slot. This is also nice. I can just call randomize again with the current slot is bit set, and it's going to mark it as unused. Oh wait, but that's what I don't want. I don't want it to be marked as unused, do I? Oh, actually I do, yeah, because this means more like the stage is using it. And this stage is no longer using it. Besides, we would be passing a false to this. So we are not the owner, and then we would not release a slot. We still need this. Hello, hi Zos, what do you mean? You mean bash functions? Which must be a bash function. If you don't have this defined, then you're using which wrong. That is the GNU which. If you're running GNU which, then that is the way to use it, and I can know that because I wrote it. But people don't seem to get that that's the way to use it. If you just use this, yeah, then it's not going to work. You have to use this. Then it will print that it is a bash function or an alias or whatever. Which s alias s is that. And if you just use the bare thing, can't find it. So put this in your .bash rc or wherever. I guess I put it in my .bash. Bash rc, which, yep. You need this. Okay. And of course, normally I really ignore any questions that are not to do with Vulkan, but since I'm the author of GNU which, I thought I'll reply. It seems that everything I write, nobody uses what I write. I don't know why. GNU which is like ignored by everyone. Seriously. I mean, it's flawless. It works perfectly, and people don't use it. I think there's maybe one Linux distribution that ships it. It totally amazes me. I think the reason is that people are afraid that if you use my witch or the GNU witch in scripts, that it wouldn't work anymore. But that's bullshit. I mean, I'm not crazy. Of course, it will still work. That's why I use the TTY only. Well, Post Bunny, to begin with, you need to run Linux as operating system. Are you? I don't even know. Are you running Linux? Post Bunny running Linux increases the chance that I will visit her in America, like by a huge factor. Not yet. Oh well. Too bad. Oh. Yeah, okay. Post Bunny, no. Where's my little black book? No. Yeah, well, if you start now, the increase, of course, is a lot less. I mean, that was more like if you would say, yeah, I've been running Linux for 5 years, you know, of course. I mean, I'm a nerd. Post Bunny the nerd. Yeah, but you're not because you don't know C++ and stuff like that. You don't program, but I was just semi-kidding because I already knew that anyway. Yeah, hi Zes. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool operating system, and I'm glad you like it. Someone else asked what GPS was, so yeah. But that was a long time ago that I asked it. But yeah, it's a grep. Okay, let me try to concentrate here. Oh, it's past dinner time. I don't know. Yeah, I want to keep an eye on the Nasdaq though. It's 7 p.m. If I go eat something now, I might be ready. Maybe I should just stop streaming. Let me have a look at what was I doing now? All right, I remember. I wanted to wrong window apparently. This window. I was talking about just calling randomize again, and then that should work. I could just keep running. Basically, I should be able to run it again and again and again until it worked. Or I can do something causing it not to generate that use thing again, which I think means that my available bits here should not return that bit, that same bit. Nobody knows what that is, probably in the header. available bits. Nobody knows what available bits is. What the hell? Why? Setting the binding slots. No, just doesn't exist. Oh, it's this thing here. Oh, it's that thing. Yeah, sorry. This thing here. Available slots. Unused set index binding slots. Change that one. Yeah, so I called allow all, and I do not want to do that again. I should just call marked used on it. But that should already have been done now, shouldn't it? And where do I call allow all anyway? Randomize, I think from the constructor. No. Allow all. Nobody knows. Wait a minute. This constructor. Where am I? This constructor. Constructor of declaration. Okay, now I want to know. Oh, that's not helping. So I guess it is declarations. Declarations.cpp32. That's the call to randomize there. Okay, and then we call. Oh yeah, and then I create my declarations. So I already called this, and then we create declarations, and then I run into a declaration that does something bad. And then we're going to tell the declaration to retry without calling allow all again. Where's my 41? There. Slot as bit was reset, and then we call randomize. Now I don't want to do that. I can just call randomize again, and then what happens? Was it already? I think I have 8 here. Was it already marked as used? Mark use slot. It is. What the hell? Yeah. So on the owning shader module, I call available slots, and then I call mark used slot. And that sets it. And therefore I do not want to call mark unused slot on it. And we are also not the owner. I can just skip mark unused slot, which happens if I reset slot as bit. Yeah, and I just have to call the constructor again, it seems. Because that's what it did. Lo and behold, you can call the constructor on an already constructed thing. It's just a function. Not sure how, though, but if I would do that, that should work. Or I can just make a new function that calls it. Because I don't have access. I don't have write access to these things. Otherwise I have to get, well, I could get the owner back, or I still have the owner, of course. No, I can just call this. Let's try call this constructor again, as it were. So yeah, I don't know how to do that. Sure, I'm just gonna try something. Something like I want to call the constructor, right? Again, so like this. That should work. I don't think that compiles, but I'm pretty sure it's possible. I'm gonna ask you know who. I disagree. Yeah, that would be a trick. Well, I'm not sure. So this is definitely the more clean way to do it. But yeah. Call constructor from another constructor, that's possible. But I just want to call. Now I could use a new with placement maybe, but it's also a bit dirty. Dirty like hell, it's not correct. But that's a destructor. Explicitly call to constructor. No. Fuck all. Let's word temporary. Maybe like that. We can do one more attempt, but then I give up, I guess. And I'm gonna trick GPT-4 saying that it's also not possible for destructors, while it is. Don't know. Cannot refer to type member in with dot. It's resisting me. It's resisting me. Okay, I'll do what ChatGPT said. I want to trick it. I want to trick it though into, or it gets a little bit more respect from me, and then it will destroy that again, of course, the next time. But destructor. No. 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 I'll give it another chance because I did hit return too quickly. It does do it. What the hell? It is not possible to call the destructor of an object like a regular function called C++. Bullshit. However, you can achieve a similar effect by doing exactly what you asked, which I just said is not possible. What? Dude, okay. Well, enough fun again. I thought it was also possible to call it constructor, but I'll do it slightly different, I guess. There are no more. Sorry, where are we? Shit, I'm gonna move on this one. Oh wait, I already have randomized then. Already have randomized. Why not put my... Oh no, I want to call it separately. Yeah, okay. Well, let's... whatever, dude. Construct. So, pure horror this, but don't look at it. So now I can call construct, reconstruct as it were. Now let's call it initialize then. I'm gonna call it init. It's a dirty function anyway, so I can use an abbreviation. And now we have to do the same thing for that one, of course, and after that one must also be constructed again. That was this one, right? A shader resource. This one. Yeah, I just want to call randomize again. I don't have to call any function. I just can call randomize directly again. This one is not depending on anything, I think. Looks good. Can just call it again. This is the first stage. Second stage. Third stage. Declarations. First declaration, I guess. And it says here that that was already used, right? No, that was up there. And I guess that refers to this bit set here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros. Mark use slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, it detects that it was already used. Copy from, we copy from it. Set index binding slot, previous stage. Da, 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 da. Mark use slot. Looks like it's just doing it again. Shade resource randomize. So it's just calling it again. It's a different bit. Now it worked. Think. And then we print. Yeah, well, this one used to fail because the first declaration used the same thing as that one. So it used 2.2, but since 2.2 used texture 1, which is the last texture, you cannot use texture 1 here because there was another declaration scheduled to come after it. Therefore, it rejects now 2.2, generates randomly 1.1, which wasn't used before, and then uses texture 0, not texture 1. And then you gotta wonder why we have a uniform buffer 1 here instead of texture 1. Seriously. Is that because it was copied? Oh, right, 2.0, yeah, it copies from 2.0. I don't think that is allowed either then. It should reject 2.0 because buffer 1 is less than texture 0. This must be texture 1. So it should be allowed to use 2.2 because that fits. But if say it just it randomly generates 2.0, which was already used. It should reject 2.0 as well because this one is too small. Interesting. So now we have a too large but also a too small. Let's rename too large to out of range. No, I have to stop because I want to be looking at an NASDAQ graphs at the moment. It's in 10 minutes, and I also want to make pea soup. I don't have time to warm up anything else. So I'll be back later, people. Thank you.